2 is rolling.
Yep.
So maybe we'll start with you introducing who you are, your
Yes.
name, and a little bit of background about your role as CEO.
Right.
And show you a little bit of
Yes.
history. You don't have to go on for like 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe just a minute or two, or like a short kind of concise. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Action!
Yes. So, hello. My name is Kuno. And oh yes.
Start again. Yeah. And action?
Hello. My name is Kuno, and I'm a founder of Shoyu and Atelier Japan. Atelier Japan is one of the brand of us. Then actually, like we are like the company who discover the potential of the Kyoto craft and the Japanese craft. Where is it from, and why it's made, and what is a kind of like a unique selling point or something like this. Like we try to discover it, and then we export it, that craft to the world, like for sharing the culture, for sharing the products,
Amazing.
for sharing
So,
that
do
language.
you operate under one brand, or there's different brands?
Actually, the company is Shoyu. Under Shoyu, there is a brand named of Atelier Japan. But Shoyu is more like for producing. Atelier Japan is more like for curating. So this is like a difference.
You know, it's amazing. This is completely not relevant to your story, but I go to Italy a lot, and
Yeah.
I have a love for the area of the Amalfi Coast. This is a funny story, and since I've been here, I've been thinking about whether I could do it in Japan. So my friends are Italian, and they were living in Sydney. Really good friends. Been there many, many times with them. And they had a fashion business in Australia, importing luxury Italian shoes and handbags and all those. Because in Italy they have the best factories and things. They make the best shoes and beautiful quality. And they had a multi-brand shop, and they just sold to other people and with a no-name kind of brand on, no brands or anything. And when they were going back, they decided they're going to go back to Naples to live. My friend, his wife, and their 2 kids. I said to him before he went, I said, I have an idea, because I have a marketing background. I said, I can see a business that you and I can do together. We do it 50-50. I do the branding, the marketing, the advertising. You do the sourcing of all the products. And the idea is that we call it Casa di Amalfi. And it's the house of the Amalfi. And then what we do is we get you and your wife to go all over the Amalfi, find the most artisanal makers of ceramics and soaps and perfumes, and we market under a brand like Ralph Lauren does. Because Ralph Lauren was my client for 10 years, and we set it up in Australia. So I have a lot of understanding how he sold. And now we have this big business with 100 products, and they're putting it in Takashimaya plates in New York City.
Yeah.
And it's the whole, my idea was to sell the dream of the Amalfi, because all the movie stars go there on their yachts in summer. Anyway. So,
Well, it's really good. Really
but
good.
it's similar to you.
Yeah. So,
Sorry,
I'm more like focusing on like Kyoto crafts, but especially
same thing. But you're selling the
it's kind of like same,
Kyoto.
yeah. Wow, it's good.
It's a great
And
idea.
the reason why I started, is it right to talk about? Yeah, the reason why I started is more like for when I was a university student. Yeah, I studied Japanese history. Then after that, I went to the Oxford to learn business and management. Yes, and then so after I went to UK, I just found out like I didn't know the culture. I didn't know the kind of identity of the as Japanese, something like that. So I was like, I need to learn more and deeply, and then after that, I just started my business by myself. When I was uni student, it was 4th grade. But after I started, I learned more and more about local and the local businesses, something like that. How we need to make it as sustainable, because they already last over 400 years, something like that. But we need to think about next 100 years, next something like that. So that's why we need to think about business model, and we need to think about what they have, something. Yeah, this is the
So
reason why.
when I go to Kanazaki, what it was called, the tourism places, I see all the tourism things, and it's always cloths, fans, chopsticks, very not that interesting gifts, but that every fan, chopsticks, and yukata.
Yeah.
Is kind of the stereotype. No one has really done a very sophisticated. Like I do the analogy. Like if Ralph Lauren was going to do a Kyoto product, what would he choose? You know how he did with the English and the Savile Row suits. He stole everything from British tradition and marketed under his name, and he sold Savile Row back to the English. It was crazy. So I get what you're doing. It's a great strategy to do something different than the corny souvenir shops, and explore the history and the artisanal. So tell me more about the product ranges and what you are looking
Yeah, so our product range is like these tableware and fashion wear, like for example, like stores and then that kind of like rings or something. Yeah, that kind of like for fashions. Then after that, like we do the like interior work too, like art panels, something like that. That kind of like, let's say like and even like cutleries, something like that. Yeah,
cutlery,
yeah.
not chopsticks.
Yeah, no chopsticks. Yeah, chopsticks too. We have.
And where does you retail? Where do the products retail?
So now, like our retail point is at the Kyoto station, and then from May, Daimaru department store. Then one is Sheffield in UK, and then one is in Zurich, in Switzerland. Yeah, this is like our retail shop, but we do the like B2B businesses too.
Right.
So we are just like selling to the like select shops in the world. Yeah.
And how do you do your? This is obviously one of your showrooms. You bring customers in here and show them the range and things.
Yeah, yeah. So we bring our customer here, and then we bring our customer to the Kyoto station shops and then department stores shops, and then like we talk together, and then we just like listen what our client need, what they want, what they achieve. Then after that, we customize it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And this is what is it? I forget the name of this. When the bowl is broken and they fill it
it's
with
a
gold.
kintsugi.
Kintsugi,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the idea of this, is it?
Yeah.
So tell me about the history of some of the is there these from particular eras or particular areas of Kyoto?
Oh yeah, so it depends on the crafts, the particular items. Like it depends on the craft. For example, this is a Kyoto ceramics. So in Kyoto, is surrounded by mountain, and then historically, they took the soil, like from the mountain, and then they made it. So that's why like mainly Kyoto ceramics, they are located just under the mountain. Then so recently, it's like a Higashiyama area. It's like eastern part. Yeah, this is a Kyoto ceramics. It's one of the like typical item, like we are focusing on, and then this is it. And then so these are is it's like wooden tray, but like this skill is coming from tea ceremony. Yeah, tea ceremony techniques. Like they produce like so many kind of like boxes, so many like wooden tools for tea ceremony. But recently, like they just like changed the style, like for the modern market too. This is like another area, so that's why it's kind of like it's kind of like it depends on the product, depends on the technique. Yeah.
And have you done any advertising or photography and?
Not yet. To be honest, yeah.
No, I know. It's like my friend. He thought we would be doing advertising now, like everywhere, but it's still like 3 years to develop the product range.
It's really good.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be really successful because my strategy in the beginning was really very simple. It was steal all the I guess the the love that people around the world had for the Amalfi and put it on our products. And it's something that many people have done before. Like where I come from in Sydney, so many products are about Bondi tan or Bondi beer.
Right.
And they don't own the name Bondi because you can't trademark it. But just Bondi beer.
Yeah.
And people know the name. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You could probably do something similar with the name Kyoto.
Yeah.
Maybe your friends at the Kyoto Tourism Board wouldn't be happy, but
Yeah.
and sell, the dream of Kyoto, like the tea ceremony and
Yeah. But yeah,
and
definitely.
like gifts and things, but like not the cliched, fan and chopsticks and little cloth thing. Something more sophisticated in a range. That's it's just, I look here and I think this is very similar to what we are doing with.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'd love to help you.
Thank you so much. Yes, please.
So where is your vision as to where would you like to take it?
So my vision is, we tried to share this kind of like identity, this kind of like culture of Japan, like to the world, yeah, as much as we possible. Because like we believe, like our vision is like to lead, like next generation, to the world. So this is like our vision, to be honest. Like actually, like these craftsmen, the market is shrinking now, domestic market. I mean, and then so many companies, so many craftsmen just like stopped their job recently because of the market demand. So that's why like our mission, our vision is like to bring next generation to like next 100 years or like something.
So these tableware, ceramics and things, they handcrafted, are they?
Yes, they all handcrafted.
Tell me that they're not mass produced. They're explain.
Yep. So recently, the market is like the mass production is overwhelmed in the world. So like our like point of view is much more like for handcrafted items. This is like how they express like their kind of like feeling, their sense. I mean like there is like a craftsman skill, craftsman spirit in a handcrafted. So this is like our main point. But like actually like they are trying like a customer base, like they are focusing on like cheap products, but like kind of like reasonable products, something like that. And then they just like don't focus on like this kind of like handcrafted, that texture, and then sometimes like that smells, something like this. That kind of like they almost kind of like not forget, but like they don't reach out recently. So that's why I was like it's quite sad as a human beings. Like I'd like to people focus on more like handcrafted items, like for their kind of like daily life. Yeah. So
Yeah, the provenance thing is a very powerful property in marketing. I think is that in a overproduced, mass-produced,
Yep.
Junk of every kind. I think there's a really powerful message that comes out when something is rare and it's pure and it's authentic and it's from a real place made with real hands. It's a very compelling story for people like me anyway.
yeah.
I'm particular about the things I wear. I don't buy a lot of crap. And I would rather have 3 things that are wonderful than 100 pieces of crap. So yeah, I think you're onto something there. The whole idea of having maybe numbered editions of plates and stories that you could film as things on your website. That show the people. All that is, I know it's all future thing, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a very powerful thing. So who actually makes these things? Tell me about the people.
Yeah. So mainly, let's say like they're the craftsmen, not the artist. Yeah, craftsmen, and then they're like now they're like 3rd generation, 5th generation, and then somebody is like over like 10th generation, something like their family, more like for family businesses, like they just kept doing it. They just like specialize to make this kind of like ceramics, specialize for this kind of like wooden items, but like just Yeah, just year by year and then generation by generation, they are like just passing down their skill and their technique, even like their properties too. Yeah,
Right. So, and they make them in Kyoto?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So they are made in Kyoto. Yeah.
It's another good thing to be putting on everything made in
Oh
Kyoto.
yeah.
Not made in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. I did a tour on Sunday morning with a really great tour guide, Mr. Ted, Japanese guy. He'd been, I think he was a teacher or university teacher or something, older guy, and he did the traditions of Kyoto and the geisha in Gion. He knew all the history, and he was a man. And he told me, he said, this area used to have thousands of geisha. Now there's only like 1,000. And I said, well, will they keep going down? And he said, yeah, probably. And I said, well, isn't that a challenge for Kyoto to maintain the tradition? And he said, it's hard because less girls want to be Maiko. And
Sure. Yeah.
so it's a noble thing you're doing, is keeping the history and art and culture of this amazing place, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So about like Japanese economy too, like it's there is like a lot of like impact on like craftsmen and that kind of like culture, more like micro things like 1989 Japanese economy was really good, and then there was a book named Japan as Number One, and then the kind of like manufacturing was like super like powerful, Toyota or like Sony or like any others. Yeah, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, but after that, so our economy, Japanese economy, is decreasing year by year, and then it's kind of like same rate as a like same rate like craftsman needs, and the market demand is also shrinking. So that's why the market side said like it's like just yeah 1/10, yeah, no, it's shrinking like 1/10 now, yeah, something like that, yeah. So it means like they are really struggling. They have the skill, but like about the market demand, they cannot feel it recently. So that's why they need to start thinking about they need to quit the kind of like family businesses. Yeah, that was kind of like a quite hard moment so far. But it's not that hard. Like if we focus on just only the domestic market, yes, yes it is. Other like Japan, it's quite hard. But yeah, let's see the like global market. Yeah, in the global market, like there is like some market, like, they want, they want craft, they want like authentic and pure, and then historically and then cultural products. And then okay, so our mission is more like yeah, let's reach out together. Yeah, no need to stuck in Japan.
I think because I have a long career in marketing, I'd say. Before I did these films and things, I ran my own agency, it's a branding agency, and we had big clients. You know, L'Oreal, Coca-Cola, Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, Weller, the hair care company, many drink brands like I don't know what you would know, Jim Beam bourbon, Finlandia vodka, Remy Martin, cognac, a lot of big brands,
Wow.
big brands, big global brands, and yeah, I see one of the secrets of this success is branding, and because the product strategy of artisanal products from a place that everyone loves is very solid, very strong, very appealing. But it's communicating the message, I think, is the trick. Which is where I started with my friends, Constantly and Melfi. We started with the branding and the marketing. Then we went and found the products. Because people, if you're going to sell to Takeshimaya or Isatan or someone like that, they want to know why you're authentic, why you're different, and why you're innovative. And if you can answer those three things, then maybe your story is more persuasive than some of the other competitors, and they find space for you. Anyway,
Yeah.
great job, man.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful stuff. I think we have enough from that. So
Great. Thank you so